This guy's playing games, bro.
We're good.
This guy said, bro, that's a good thing you caught that. But anyways, I didn't get a chance to ask you before we started.
Yeah.
You said you liked the last episode.
Yeah.
So how was it, bro? Tell me, what's up?
It was dope. It was cool because I haven't heard you. Usually, like, the two people conversation is me and you, right?
Yeah.
Unless you have somewhere that are in the vault. But, like, I got to listen to it as an outsider. And then you and Free, you guys were talking about, like, you guys go way back, you know?
Yeah,
so, like,
grade 9.
Yeah, so it was cool to hear. And also, he reminded me of a friend I met, you know, in grade 10. Because they have, like, a similar cadence in their voice. And then also, like, the way that Free could be, like, confident and stuff. And, like, just, like, even, like, when he talked about, like, even if I don't want to be a billionaire, don't tell me that I can't be a billionaire. You know? I relate to that, but like that reminded me of conversations I've had with one of my friends specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just relating it to that, and then I don't know. It was just fun. It was a fun listen.
So the biggest part about it was that it reminded you of something of the past.
Yeah, and also just hearing his process, like when he made a song and then he found out other people were listening to it, and just stuff like that. That was really cool to hear. I don't know. It was weird. Even off air, we're talking about there's so much. It's a long pod.
Yeah.
So I'm sure when it comes up in conversation and stuff, like I'll reference it. You know.
You texted me about the cosign. The analogy.
Yeah. What, dude? That's a dope analogy.
That should stick with you a lot, especially because when I asked him about the process he went through, the mindset he had posting his first track, I asked that for you specifically. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
thank you.
And for other people who are still contemplating on doing certain things they want to do, and just key things like you don't need other signature to do what you want.
Yeah, there's no rules and stuff, right? But it's like the cosign thing. Why I liked it because it's like, the way it registered to me is like, you don't need to look for somebody to co-sign you or something, right?
Yeah.
But secretly, you do need somebody to co-sign you, but it's not, you don't need fucking Travis Scott to shout you out, you know? But like, let's say we're doing the pod and stuff, and like, I tell you, yo, like, keep doing the pod, give you ideas and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then you do the same, where you just share your opinion on the music and stuff like that, right? That's what I like. To me, that's like the version of cosign that I do like. It's like the people around you, and it's like the image and the energy that's getting created, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's obviously organic.
That's exactly what my cousin said to me.
Yeah.
And he was saying that through the pod he could tell that it's not that I had no cosign, but he said Jordan Peterson in a way was a cosign on my paper. The way when he talked to me and he gave me that encouragement to like do certain things I want to do.
Yeah.
And that you don't need to get a cosign from like your friends or like people around you. Just anyone that inspires you, that should be enough. And I don't know if it was on the pod. It might have been on the pod or my cousin said it, but like you seeing people doing it should be a cosign in of itself. If you see people that are doing what you want to do, you know what I'm saying?
No, the mentality behind that word could be crazy. Like I approached it one way, then you just approached it 2 different ways, and all of those ways have nothing to do with searching out. Maybe my perspective had a way of searching outwards, but like when you're searching outwards with people you trust and stuff, it's not scary to search outwards, you know? All of it, it's like, it's still like, it still stems from self-belief and stuff, you know?
Right.
Like, it's hard to do something by yourself alone, you know? Like, everything we do is shared experience, you know? Like, the mics we use, the food we eat, like everything. So it's like when it comes to you creating stuff, obviously there's going to be influences and stuff, you know? But like when it comes to the cosign mentality specifically, it's like, it should be what you're saying, like from your inspirations, like for you, for like Jordan Peterson, right? It should be from the people you trust and stuff, right? I don't know.
Most importantly, it should be from God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
that I feel like that cosign is there no matter what you do. It's always gonna be there.
We talked about this in one of our other pods, was when I said faith is the evidence of things not seen. Like,
Yeah.
And that kind of goes into the feeling that we were talking about is when you have faith, like a belief that I could do this, that should be your biggest cosign. You should put that number one. You know what I'm saying? The way I looked at it was you get a paper at school. You know what I'm saying? You want to go on a trip. What do you have to do? You got to get it signed by your parents. You got to sign it yourself.
Yeah.
So that signature is what you want to do, your brand, whoever you are. For me, it's either I put Isaiah or Clutch, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But that parent guardian is God. You know what I'm saying? So once God signs that paper, gives you that belief, the ability to do it, and once you agree with him, then you're gone. You know what I'm saying? And then once that faith is there,
motion.
It's over.
Yeah.
They can't take that away from you.
No, and that's one of the most powerful experiences you could have is like having that confidence, especially when it comes to like God or whatever. Do you think like God as a term is like it's a very like Abrahamic religion centric and stuff? Like there's other versions of things that exist past our level of consciousness, you know, like that you could probably connect to based on the culture you're brought up in, based on the religion you're brought up in. Like there's always going to be avenues to get the spiritual fulfillment, you know?
Yeah.
Like do you think there's a correct way? Maybe that's what I'm asking. Because I think it's such a personal thing. Like there's no way there's a correct way to tap into. I think all of art is based off of tapping into that energy, you know, one way or another. A lot of it, I feel like it's just sometimes you don't even know where things came from, and it's like they feel very.
These things come in different forms. You know what I'm saying? So, I remember this one guy was talking about why he doesn't believe in God. My friend's friend, and he was saying that there are certain people back in the day where Christianity was trying to get like cut off. So there are certain regions or areas who didn't get to read the Bible or figure out about God and stuff like that, right? And he's saying those people, it's not fair for them because they never had a chance to believe and to make it to heaven, all that. But I don't believe in that. I think that those people did experience God in their own way.
Yeah.
Whatever form it came in, I don't feel like God's limited to where if you don't read the Bible, you'll never experience.
Yeah. That's that. I think we're on the same page then. Yeah. I just think you can experience that without it's. I think it's easier to experience when there's structure and like history and knowledge and like set ways that you can manifest that energy. But I think you could find it even if you grew up without spiritualism or anything in your household, you know?
Right. But to bring it back, you know what I'm saying? You had a question that you wanted to talk about on this pod, the idea, and you actually brought it up at the beginning, but then we veered way off. So you talked about that person who was hating on Free, the girl, about he can't be a billionaire.
Yeah.
And you wanted to talk about, is it okay to hate?
Yeah.
Like, when is it okay to hate?
Yeah. Yeah.
So why do you want to talk about this?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't want to over dig into the Free incident. Like, I feel like it could be for a multitude of reasons. Like,
that was just an example.
Yeah. But when I'm thinking, like, when is it okay to hate? If I hate, you know, is it okay for me to hate and then say like, when is it okay to hate? Like, I feel everybody has ability to, or everybody hates something, whether the main reason why I usually hate, I realize there's a few, there's like more surface level examples, but like I think the deepest level of hate that I've experienced in my life is when somebody had something I wanted, you know? Okay. And I knew, and I thought like, okay, I can't get this, you know, because it's mindset, you know? Right. And the hate was just, honestly, it was jealousy. And Drake has a lyric like, jealousy is love and hate at the same time. That was a hard lyric, but I remember listening to that lyric.
That's tough still. Yo, that's hard.
Yeah, but then on a other level of hate, like I think like it as somebody like I'm very passionate about creating, and I spend all my time just doing like weird artsy shit and stuff, right? Yeah. It's like when I like even that I'm letting go of, but like when I really like something, right, and it connects, and then I go and check the credits and I find out like the person just put their voice on the song, and it's like it's not written by them. They had no hand in the production and the writing. Like they have very minimal. It was it makes me feel like it's the fast food version of art, you know, because it's like if I'm trying to connect with something, like I find deep fulfillment in being like researching the person and be like, holy fuck, they made this beat, like they wrote this, like what stage of life were they in, like do they struggle with stuff, like
Right.
I want that personal. For me, this is like the nerdiest version of art. That's my version of like I love digging into stuff, but like sometimes when I go and check, it's like, yo, like I see like 15 writers and 4 producers and like 1 production, but it depends on who too. Like if Kanye does it, I'm not gonna hate, you know.
I was about to bring that up. I was
Yeah,
waiting.
no, I'll never hate
I
on
was about to bring
Kanye,
that
but
up.
that's like, see, when is it okay to hate?
Because
you know?
I know a one too about that because James,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
like a lot of artists who you might believe, oh my goodness, they wrote this and they move like this and they rap like this.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, it's a whole team behind them. It's huge production. Like writing camps, there's a bunch of different producers and everything,
Yeah.
and like you might have this facade because they actually like to create that facade of like they kind of do everything or a lot of it,
yeah,
but they really don't.
yeah. Or how about this? Yeah, there's a lot of people where even if you listen to their first stuff and it's like they barely have credit on it, you know. But like there's other artists, well, their first album, their second album, third album, they have a lot of hands on, and then when it gets further on in their career, you look at their credits and stuff and they're nowhere in there. Like somebody, I don't even want to name drop artists because I see that's like, am I hating if I name drop like an artist where I'm like, yo, like I really like to find out how this person is making shit, and then I checked, and then now
Why
they
are
don't do
you
it.
so like concerned if you are hating or not?
Because I feel like I don't want to be a hypocrite. Imagine I get help and it's I stumble upon something that resonates with me and stuff, but like I don't have as much hands on it, you know? It's like also like even the snippet for the song I posted the other week, right?
Yeah.
I didn't make the beat, you know?
Right.
It's like, am I hating, you know? Like would I be hating on myself by hating on others for things I know that maybe I would give myself a green light for?
All right, so that's a step in the right direction. Whereas you can see it from the other perspective of like you're hating on you. You're not hating on them. You know what I'm saying? It was never about them to begin with. A lot of times that's where hate stems from.
Yeah. But at this, man, especially when it comes to the music stuff, I'm way too passionate about it because I just feel like it makes the field, the whole like music as genre, hip hop, whatever. Like I think for me, a lot of influencers are mainly hip hop and stuff. So it's like when it's literally, I mean, it's based off of sampling and stuff. And originally that was hated. People are like, why are you sampling? You know, like go fucking. And then people do make the music and people do sample the music that they make to turn it into a beat and stuff. Like, it's crazy, but I just think there's so many avenues. Sometimes you just gotta let things breathe. Like in the moment in time, you might be like, for me, I might be like, what the fuck? Like this person didn't write this or make this or anything. But then I hear a year down the line, you know, it's like that thing that they stumbled upon had influenced them, and all of a sudden it bleeds into the rest of their work, and they pick up its influence and stuff. So it's like it's such a tricky subject. But do I catch myself hating? Yes, but it's also because I don't know, like if I even have the balls to be what let alone being even having like the credentials or like even getting to that position. I don't know if I would have the balls to be in that position and to do stuff like that, you know? Like I'm so like I got to prove myself. So it's like for me it's like I would find it very hard to use opportunities like those that are available, like where somebody sends you a finished song with a top line or something. But I would do it for others. That's the weird part. Like there's literally stuff I want to share with other people. I know I'm like okay, I got the vibe down, but it's not for me, you know? Like I want to share that and I want somebody else to pen their lyrics and stuff on it or whatever, you know, or like take the lyrics I have and like adapt them, you know?
I feel like hating lets you know where you are.
Yeah.
It gives you the perspective of knowing where you are in life. Yeah. So if you're hating on someone, I think it's just a universal truth. You're behind them. You're below them. You know what I'm saying? That person's not hating on you. Yeah,
they don't even know about your existence.
They don't care at all.
It's maybe the internet amplifies hate, but I try to stay off of.
I also believe that you hating on someone, like I feel like you shouldn't like condemn yourself or like, why am I hating on this person, or just be so concerned with hate, but just learn from your hate, because I feel like hate is a general direction of where you're supposed to be going. You're hating on them because you kind of know you're supposed to be going in that direction.
Do you know what you've learned off of hate? Like, do you think you know like
what I'm supposed to be doing in life? I learned off of hate because I hated on people who I wanted to be.
Yeah. Okay. Sick. Okay. Same. Okay. Then I'm gonna share my perspective. I learned that, I'm never gonna be the best of anything. No one is. If you try to
100%.
compare yourself and stuff, you're never coming first. It doesn't matter. But just knowing that the only thing you can control is how you navigate life and stuff, right? It's like, just do it to the best of your ability. I think if I truly believe for myself, like I'm doing something to the best of my ability, I have no reason to hate on anything. It's like I'm already taking initiative to control what I have control of, and like so majority of life is out of your hands and stuff, but in the pockets where you do feel like you have control, that's where you can like learn to not hate and instead just embrace yourself and work hard and stuff. That's what I've learned off of hate.
You learned off of hate that you're not giving your best?
Like, why I learned off of hate that it's pointless for me to hate. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it literally, it does nothing good for me. It's like it occupies other negative voices in my head. I don't feel good. It screws up the rhythm of my life. I stop taking things like for granted. I forget, like it's at that point, then it's like hard to zoom out and understand like, oh shit, like, like right now, like shit's trippy.
Hating's like a drug, bro. It's like a rocking chair, just something to waste time,
Yeah.
Instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing, I'll just hate and feel like I'm doing something. I guess hate might also put yourself in their shoes as well, to make you feel like, oh, if I was them, I would have done this, or that, or how could they do things like that?
Yeah.
But it's really just a sign of, yo, what are you doing? Like, you're looking at them because there's nothing going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that personally too when I used to hate on all YouTubers, certain podcasts, the way they did things and everything. And I'm just like, I listened to this podcast by I think it's Just Different Podcast, and it was Me Versus Me, I think the episode was called. And they were saying that them themselves, they're a Christian podcast. They used to hate on a bunch of Christian podcasts. Like, yo, why are they reading the scripture like this? Or it doesn't mean that. And they used to be hating until they realized, like, yo, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I'm hating because I want to be there, and they are there. And it's a slap in your face. You know what I'm saying? When someone steps in the direction you want to go in, and you see that they're climbing, and you're still standing there, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Okay, so when do you think it's okay to hate then?
So when you do hate, you can learn, but when it's actually warranted, I think it's...
What situation would it be warranted where it could be productive for you instead of... I mean, I guess it's
productive to learn from it though, but what you're saying, like, I guess, like, even still, I would never hate on a person. Like, I would say I would want to hate on someone who's not living up to their potential. Who's not doing anything. And
that's
like,
pet peeve for sure.
To make them like, what are you doing? You
Especially if like, let's say these people are close to you and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if they're not giving it their all, they're gonna bleed into my energy.
Yeah.
And like kind of drag my all down. Like, the only way to go up is like, you really do need to surround yourself with things that push.
But I would never hate on them though. It would never come out as hate.
It's not hate. It's just okay. Maybe not hate. I mean, hate is strong.
That's
maybe
what I'm
frustration.
saying. I don't hate
frustration though.
I don't hate them, but like, I would point my energy and whatever that would be, motivation, encouragement, like criticism, towards the people below me than the people above me. I respect the people above me. I don't care if they're bad or good or whatever they're doing, or like, I respect that they're doing something. I would rather point my direction than those who aren't really doing much, who wish to do more, and I would try to help them out instead of worrying about people who are above me.
Yeah. What about here? This is the part of hate we didn't talk about. Self-hate.
Self-deprecation.
Yeah. I think in my life, the most... You know how... Actually, we did kind of talk about it. Like, you're only hating because it's something you want. That bleeds into self-hate, but like, self-hate is, I think, one of the easiest things to do on the planet.
It's one of the most destructive things to do as well. Self-hate's that's a much better. Wow.
Yeah.
I think self-hate, one category that goes into that off the top of my head is feeling like you're not doing enough for others around you. Like you could be helping out people, you could be doing just making people's lives better, but instead you're doing whatever the hell you're doing. And that could really get you upset and
it makes you feel very weak and stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Especially it's like, I want to do this. What stopped me from taking those steps? It's like, what's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know I can do it, but I'm not doing it. And then you just waste so much time beating yourself up instead of just being patient.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with that. Are these types of hates? Do you feel like you struggle with them right now, or do you feel like right now you're on a good stride?
I struggle with them every day.
Every day? You're still like, yo, I'm not
life.
doing enough. I'm not like, you're still panicking like
bro,
that.
It's like my catchphrase, bro. The way that is, bro. Like, dog, I beat myself up every single day. I think everyone does. I feel like that's just kind of the way the mind works.
It is, but it's a worse place to pull yourself to do something because imagine you stop hating yourself. Are you gonna be complacent all of a sudden? Like, it's like you can't. I feel like you can't use it as I'm a hypocrite. You can't use it as a primary vehicle for growth and like to push yourself to do things. Like you just like you're like nothing will be enough. You know. Like it always just be like it's your programming yourself. Like you'll always be telling yourself.
Because I'm just thinking about my cousin, like before he goes to the gym, like his pre-workout song.
Yeah.
Plays a song that just doom doom doom. Your father's ashamed of you. Get up. Like by my bro, every single and he knows it triggers people. Like he'll just walk up to you and put it to your ear. Your father's ashamed of you.
That's hilarious.
You could have been a NASCAR driver, astrophysicist.
Yeah.
You could have made it in life and achieved your goals, but instead you're busy on Pornhub.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Like just the people who are saying to themselves that like I'm not there, but I can be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet, but like if I just get going, then maybe something will change. Those guys have a chance.
Yeah.
But the ones who are just saying like, oh, it's in the clouds, I could never make it. Those guys, but like you're done for. You're just a waste of space. You know what I'm saying?
But you can make it out of that space still. I think like maybe it's not easy, but like things happen in life and you have windows where you're like, oh shit, like you can change. And it's like, you don't have to change because you want to change. It could literally be an external source that forces you to change, you know?
Sorry. I was just thinking about the reason why I brought up that song was that person is in your head. You know, whoever someone was hating on you, like a certain trauma of someone always putting you down, someone always calling you lazy, someone always saying you're dumb, someone always saying you can't make it, that person still lives inside your head. And I feel like that's what Andrew Tate was calling upon when he was saying your father's ashamed of you, because there's certain moments from your dad or just people who you really looked up to in life putting you down over and over and over again. Those persons still live inside your head. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when you try to do something, you remember them.
Yeah. In my own experience, my dad is one of the most critical people of me I've ever met. And I think it's a good thing in a way. It's like, this is growth though. It's like once after a certain point, you realize like, okay, I can't please the way my father wants my life to go for me. Right. But it's like, it puts a fire under you. You're like, yo, whatever the fuck I'm doing, I got to make this shit work. You know, like, I don't know. That's how I take criticism from a parent figure, at least. Because I mean, I mentioned it on previous podcasts as well, but like traditional Pakistani household, like everything in my life is when I'm supposed to be going right, I go left. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I dealt with the criticism like growing up from like literally from a toddler, just because like of culture clashes and religion clashes and everything. So I don't know. It programs you to think. I feel
like validation leads to the circus. So like you trying to please others, or you trying to like prove something to others that you're a certain type of person. Yeah, I think that leads to just hell. Yeah, I think that leads straight to hell.
Yeah, it'll get you down.
To any other human being on this earth. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody has to prove themselves to anyone. Like everything, anything society says is an expectation. It's all, most of it is bullshit. You know, I would say most of it. I wouldn't say all of it's bullshit because you still gotta live in the times and stuff. You know? But like most of it is definitely bullshit. You don't have to hit any milestone. For me, like the way I saw it, I used to struggle very much. Like I don't know, it just what I'm just gonna brush over that part, but I'm just gonna say what I learned from it. Like the mentality is like life is always gonna happen at its own pace and a different pace for everyone. You know, you can't force things in life. You know, you just gotta accept things and just live in the moment. Maybe not too much in the moment. Sometimes you could really get trapped in the moment. But like,
acceptance is hard. Yeah. Accepting that
you have to.
I'm not good at something I want to do.
Acceptance for me only comes when I hit rock bottom.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm not. For me, I'm a fighter, so like I'm only accepting things if it tosses me down, and I'm like, fuck, I'm about to die. Like literally with the depression and shit, it's like then I accept and then I'm at peace. Like, but it's growth. Like it's a version of growth in a fucked up way.
How do you accept sacrifice? How do you accept that like if I walk down this path, these certain people aren't gonna love me? If I do this, then like I can't do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always focus on what I'm losing instead of what I'm gaining.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm gonna be honest, like I think it's a good stage in life to be dealing with that sort of stuff, because like I think I was dealing with the same thing like when I was 22ish and stuff, right? It's like you have to know that you have autonomy over your actions, and really if you're doing what you like and what you enjoy, and if you're chasing what you need to be doing, you're not missing out on anything.
Feels selfish though. Feels like
I'm
living in this world of me just achieving my goals.
How is this selfish? You could do it for a few years. There's so much in life you can do. You can fuck around basically as much as you want, and you'll still end up at the same place where you learned the lessons. You know, maybe it's like the circle thing. Like if you were doing the other thing, right? Why do you think that it would be better? Why do you think you'd be doing better?
Oh, I know. Or you'd be less selfless. It wouldn't be better.
Yeah. Okay. So you're protecting your peace. You got to do that too. Then, like, it's a give and take. No one's perfect. Like you got to draw your boundary, and especially like when we're talking about like chasing your goals and stuff, like. Will Smith said it. I think he said like chasing your goals is one of the loneliest things anybody could do on the planet.
Right.
Nobody gets you. All of a sudden you feel trapped when you're around, even down to the most condensed level. Like when you're around your family, you might feel misunderstood even, you know, like it's chasing a goal. Yeah, there's a selfish aspect to it, but like I don't know. It's also fulfilling. It's like the things you learn from it is things that are going to make you a much better person to be around. That's how I've been on this path of like, I guess like we're calling it being selfish and stuff, right? I feel like it's made me less selfish in the long run. Like originally it started with me just not fucking with everyone, just spending 100% of my time alone and stuff. But like once I figured out the internals of what was going on in my head and stuff, all of a sudden it's like, because I feel like I'm so in tune with myself and stuff, right? Because I feel like I'm in tune with myself, I feel like life plays out differently. Like I can, instead of being a burden, I could help. Right. You know, like even if it's when it comes to talking, hope, like every asset of life. Maybe not like it's not perfect yet, but I'm sure I'm gonna get to a stage where I could be way more of a giver than a taker. Because I do in my head the pendulum from me being I used to be like a complete taker. I would say like I was. Mental health issues and stuff, it puts you, a lot of times if you're not aware and you haven't worked through your shit, it's going to turn you into a taker. You're always going to be trying to like get something from somebody, you know? But like when you start dealing with stuff, the pendulum swings. And like I think when you're talking about for my journey, I think that selfish thing was a first step. I was like, oh shit, I have goals. I'm never going to be content in life. I'm always going to be like, I need to do things my own way. And then as I'm finding my peace, I feel like I'm talking in a circle now, but as I'm finding my peace, I'm becoming less selfish. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
If you hate yourself, you can't give someone love. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
If you're uncertain and you're wavering with your actions, you can't give someone like a concrete foundation, someone to like rest on or lean on. Like no one can lean on you if you're uncertain about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. In order for you to give love, you have to have love. So that's why it's important that you found yourself, or like you did the groundwork into your mind, your heart, your soul, so you could start giving to others.
Yeah.
Because you have something to give.
Yeah, and it's not you don't just reach a place, you're gonna fall back in the pit. You might fall, like how you're talking about every day, it could be a battle and stuff. Like
every day.
Yeah, same, man. Like I sometimes now I'm at a point where I don't even feel the need to share it because I know my habits so well. I'm like, okay, I'm in a pit right now. You know, like 4 hours later, I'll be content. You know,
you guys said it like, yeah, man, I'm in the cut. You know, like this is just what it is, bro. I'm in the cut, bro. Like, there's actually this one. You know those ones where I'm walking outside. There's one where I talk about the hollow place. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Like now it has a name, the hollow place. You know what I'm saying? It's that place where they kind of, it's where you are. You know what I'm saying? You're in the hollow place. So it's like growing up and stuff, the way you're like raised or just indoctrinated.
Yeah.
They kind of take away you.
Yeah.
In a way, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And then when you start to try and find yourself, you sink into this hollow place where they call depression. But that's because like you're going deeper into who you are. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and you just know something. I know depression can be clinical and stuff, and like it could literally be a brain imbalance and stuff. But I'm also gonna
be on the way.
What do you mean?
On the way on the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes when you're going straight on your journey, like it could go low, it could go high, but it's still
okay,
forward.
That's what I was gonna say.
You know
I think most depression is not being aware of your thoughts. You know, you have to find peace. You have to find acceptance, and you just have to be like, it's like, you don't have to be hyper realism or anything, but you have to understand the position you're in right now, and like you can always change something to make yourself feel better, even if it's momentarily. You know,
change what exactly?
Like if you're in a really depressed place, right? You know, like exercise, like getting the sun, like don't sleep at 6 a.m. You know, don't fucking jerk off 7 times a day. Like it's like fucking like it just basic shit that you. I don't even want to admit it, but it's like if you're not in a good place, you're gonna pick up a lot of bad habits and stuff, right? But it's like you can start by just stripping away at like the surface level shit, and then eventually, when you have the time, you can start processing stuff. And like when you have healthier habits, you can think back on the lower states and like I don't know, write it out. You know, I don't know.
In places like that, you have to acknowledge that you're weak.
Yeah,
I think people they struggle with the hollow place because they try to fight it themselves. Yeah. And you need help.
Yeah,
you know
but that weakness that we're talking about is it's not weak. I think the strongest people struggled so much with that.
I feel like the strongest people acknowledge that they're weak.
Yeah.
And they get the help that they need, whether it's from a higher power, whether it's from a friend, but like they know that, all right, a strong person can admit that they need help. You know what I'm saying? I feel like weak people think they could do it themselves.
And a strong person can also they can handle anything on the chin, you know? Like when it comes to life fucking them over or anything, like if it comes to somebody pokes on an insecurity of yours and stuff, it's like it's not going to change you, it's not going to make you hate somebody, it's not going to make you shut off, you're going to laugh about it, if anything, you know? It's like the things are going to bounce off of you instead of you internalizing everything.
You know that lonely path you're talking about towards your goals?
Yeah.
So obviously if it's a lonely path, there's a lot of sacrifices that goes into walking down that path, right?
Yeah.
Do you think a man is like an archetype that can handle any sacrifice?
I think for the most part, yeah.
That it takes to achieve their goals.
Like, what do you mean, like a man can handle?
Like, in shows, but in the Bible as well, a lot of times, the disciples of God will leave their families. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no matter what your family says about you, or like, if like, even Jesus, like John died, you know what I'm saying, while he was doing his thing. And it's like you went into the cave and prayed for a couple of days. It's like things are going to happen. Like, you know, people are going to not understand you. People are going to hate and curse you. People are going to like kind of go through a lot when you're not around. Yeah. And is that a worthy sacrifice? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if you were in that position, you might be just like the person. Like you have to change. You have to take the time to build yourself into somebody who could, you know, you have insight and stuff. But this is biased because I feel like from my perspective, I know the benefits I personally have reaped from like the fucking ridiculous amount of time I don't even know, like just feeling lonely and feeling selfish and like feeling misunderstood and feeling like you can't be there for people, you can't do what the people around you need to be doing for them and stuff. But that's also people pleasing, because at the end of the day, once you're at a certain point in life, everyone's an adult, and it's like
Facts.
like you have to be able to. It's like sometimes you have to let go and not be like, oh shit, like what's this? How's this person gonna feel if I do this? What's gonna happen if I'm not there? Like, and stuff like that. It's like you can't feed into it all the time. You gotta save that energy for the people that you love the most, maybe. Like,
I feel like your best self can help the many, but the person you are right now is catered towards the few.
Yeah, and it's not even you being yourself. I think it's almost like a reaction if you're thinking about, like, you got to be able to be yourself and grow. And if you're not in that position, then
That's
be
big.
A bit selfish.
A reaction. That's actually so true.
You think so? Like,
yeah.
Do you catch yourself being a reaction?
Like, I think that's what it is. I feel like it's just it's a natural reaction to walking down this path, is being afflicted by the sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to notice sacrifices. It's another thing to actually have it happen to your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being able to deal with that. I said one time that boys react, men respond.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what's happening, but what is your answer? The answer is to go back? Can't go back.
Mm-hmm.
There is no going back, you know what I'm saying?
No, and like even at the base of it, it's like, even before it's altruistic and it's about others and stuff, it's about figuring yourself out. And like, no one's gonna figure themselves out if they don't have the time to figure themselves out. You need that time to figure yourself out.
You need that time. Is the time there? Like, I feel like the time's always there, but to some, the time's never there.
Yeah.
Because
also depends on habits and stuff too, right? Like if you have like an 8-hour screen time or some shit, it's like you have the time. Like,
yeah.
But
Trust
like,
me. But you feel like you don't though. Like a lot of people have told me, yo, I don't have time to work out.
Yeah.
But like,
I hear that stuff all the time.
But you break down what they go through throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, if you just cut down, like, yo, like my one friend, bro, I'm not gonna say no names, dog. My one friend was like, bro, I don't have time to work out. Like I say, I don't even have time to do like 10 push-ups in the morning, or 10 push-ups whenever, right? And then he was telling me that he went to go gamble with his friends, and he had to like drive to a different city to go to this casino or whatever. And then he was there for like hours.
Yeah.
And then my cousin, because I told my cousin that, right? And my cousin's like, bro, the drive there, that's a workout. Like, bro, you already did like my whole workout, my gym workout by driving there. You staying there a little bit, that's the time it gets for me to go to the gym and get back. Like, if you actually break down your time, but it's not even about the time. It's about your mindset. It's about
mindset,
knowing.
Yeah.
Like I said, a strong person knows that like they're weak, or like can acknowledge if they're confused, if they're lost, and they can take the time to figure it out.
Yeah. Also, I feel like this is a type of conversation, like, it's good we're having it, but I feel like this is a type of conversation, instead of like saying it out loud, I'd rather just walk the walk, And like, I don't want to say this stuff. I just want to be.
I feel like we have walked it, and that's why we're able to talk about it.
We're walking it. I feel like I feel like you got to think. I think big.
Yeah.
I'm saying the ceiling.
Yeah.
Just getting started. Like, you got to go up.
Right.
But delusion land, like we talked about this before. Now I guess we have conversations from previous podcasts and stuff too, but like you have to be a bit delusional to get to where you're going. And saying this is something I was actually thinking about. Like, I don't have any social media, like I don't exist.
We got to get back on to promote our music and to promote our podcast, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we're doing something that's the most vulnerable thing you could ever do, is put your truth and record it.
Okay.
And share it. Like, this is, our brains are wired crazy that we're able to do this and not feel intimidated by it, but you can't fucking have social media or some shit.
I'm intimidated by social media. Not that I can't have it. I'm intimidated by that. Like, when I made my account, like, I haven't even posted nothing or done nothing with the account. I just made it, and like my heart was racing.
Yeah, what? Yeah, but then all of a sudden you're able to stand in front of a mic and just like we're able to just spit whatever the fuck we're thinking on our brain. Like there's,
I think we're way bigger than we are. It's just a reaction, like you said, right? Like it's just, even though we're at like a certain peak, we can still see the whole iceberg under the water. You know what I'm saying? We knew who we were back in the day as kids growing up and stuff, and the stuff that used to affect us. We're still, that kid's still alive somewhere inside. Oh, he's scared, but like
kid is that kid. Like it's that kid that will be like, he'll come ask you for help, and it's like you have to decide if you're gonna help that kid or fall back down. You know, like you have to keep. There's definitely that voice inside of you that's just like, I'm pretty sure it was a like not a meme, but it was like a meme style format. But like it was like when I realized like the person I'm becoming is the person I needed to be there when I was a kid. You know, I feel like that's
what? Where did you? What are you talking about?
This is like an internet thing. Like
that's hard.
Yeah, but I read that and it's like I feel like true. Like if especially with trauma and stuff, it's like you're always gonna
kill me, bro. Yo, nah, this is making me think of those are the best pictures. The ones with like the characters when they're grown up and they're like talking, or they're looking at like their kid self, bro. Those are the hardest. But I remember I asked my cousin because my cousin used to be like working out, whatever. I'm not gonna say his story. You can say it when it comes on the pod. But I said, yo, because like he's D's now, like he's doing his thing now with the working out and all that. I'm like, what if you went to that scrawny little grade 10 skinny kid trying to push the bar like 10 on the bar? Like, what if like he didn't know that you were him, right? And you just walked up to him one day, like, what would you say to him, or like what would you do, right?
Yeah.
And basically he said like he would just say like, yo, like he'd probably like correct his form or say something like small and then just leave. I'm like, you wouldn't tell him who you were? He's like, nah, I don't know.
Wow. Like
he said he wouldn't let him know that he's gonna make it to that. Like he just wouldn't say anything. That's interesting, I thought.
That's really interesting how he would be like, okay, just let it play out. I feel like I would talk to myself because when I first started going to the gym and stuff, like I would ask people for help. Like I would be like, I don't know how to do this exercise. I just ask people.
Yeah.
And there's never been a person who said no, you know? But 100%. I haven't had to ask somebody in the last few years.
And that goes into not hating on them. Like when someone's above you, when someone's doing their thing, like why would they hate on someone?
Yeah, and then also it's somebody that says hi. You know, when you go to the gym and stuff, and they see you, it might come up to you 3 months later, and they might be like, "Dude, you're making progress and stuff." Yeah. But I would go to my little self, right, and I would be like, "Don't be scared of anything. If you need help with any sort of exercise and stuff, like you can always come to me. I'll help you out."
Right.
Like that, I would say something like that. So it's like, it's a mentorship, having like an older brother type figure.
Forget the gym for you. It wouldn't be the gym for you. It would be a moment, like you said. You were very like disassociated at the time. You said
no, I've spent my basically my whole life. It's scary how disassociated was. How disassociated.
What's something that you'd be doing in your room, like just alone, like not trying to go out with no one?
Yeah. A lot of fucking.
Let's say at age 17.
17. What would I be? Probably playing League, bro.
So what if like you were kind of not in like a friendly state, but just in like a lazy, like dead state, playing League and just like I hate life, and you walked in.
Right I got this sorted out. Okay.
What would you say to that person?
I thought about this. Like when I was 17, I feel like around late teens is usually when like all your issues and stuff start manifesting, like on a scientific scale and stuff, right? Like if you're predisposed to mental health issues and you had events in your life that happened, that you'll have the mental health issue and stuff, and all that stuff will start coming. But I would tell myself, the biggest thing I would tell myself is like, don't think you have all the time in the world, because time flies, you know. And number 2 is I would tell, this is more surface level, but I tell them like, you know, like you have a gift where even though you're being this very isolated person, right? Like when you go into a room and stuff, like for the most part, people like you. Like it's easy for you to make friends and stuff. Like prioritize on that and make a network and like start doing things, you know? Because I hate the fact that I was literally like, it took me like an extra like 6-7 years before I was finally able to start putting myself out there and start doing things, because it has a trial and tribulation of its own. You have to fall and get up and fall and get up, you know? And it's like, I wish I started doing that earlier. Like maybe right now at this stage in life, maybe I wouldn't be wiser, you know? Maybe I need to go through that to be at this point that I'm like, because I'm pretty content-ish with myself right now, where it's like,
that's a better mindset. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
But like, I would tell myself, like, just take it all back. Like, tell myself you don't have all the time in the world. And also, if you don't want to walk a life where your life looks weird outside in, go socialize, go be with everybody, go do what everybody does. Because then at least on the other side of the fence, you could say like, oh, I had like a normal upbringing or something, you know? Like, I feel like part of me, why I am the way I am, it's like the insecurity and the hate played a vehicle, and it definitely played a part in shaping and molding me. Because once I started wanting things and doing things and stuff, it's like people are in every asset of life, people are way ahead of me, and I'm just like, I'm fucked, game over, you know? But it's like, put your head down, start working. And like,
you were building something internal, bro. That lonely period, that's one of like that guy said, bro, the loneliest path is the hardest path, and you were walking a lonely path. You were building that resilience. Like you said, look at what we're doing right now. This is not easy. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're a lot stronger than you think.
I want to add context to it, because like I said, like I would probably be playing League and stuff, but like that's what I do. But like the truth is, like I would cry, you know, and like I would you can see it on my face. Like I was just like manic. Like one time I ripped the mirror off my wall. Like one time my little brother came, he was hanging out in my room. He's like, yo, I'm so scared. The guy I just saw? Sorry? The guy No. I have a younger brother that's 6 years younger. Okay. And he said like, dude, it looks like you look like, oh no, he told me, I'm scared of you. It looks like you're going to hurt somebody. Okay. And that was like the depression manifesting, you know? And it's like, when he said that, like, he doesn't even know it. Maybe he'll listen to this one day or something and he'll know it. But like, that was definitely one of the switches where I was like, oh fuck, I'm an older brother. Like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, like I gotta be an older brother. It's like, it's crazy. Not my choice. I gotta be an older brother, you know? So like,
is there someone older than you?
No, I'm the eldest.
You're the oldest. Even the twin, you're older?
No, I say I'm the eldest, but I have a twin brother. Yeah. But we're like, our mentalities, like we're very, very different people and stuff, right? And at this point in life, he was living in Toronto. He went to, now it's called TMU, but he went to Ryerson and stuff. Okay. I was living at home and stuff, and so that maybe that's why I'm saying older brother, because like, you know, at that time I was the older brother.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
Wow, man, that's.
Do you feel like, I know you don't even have to talk about it, but you could talk about like in middle school and stuff, like you touch on it. Don't go. Okay. You don't gotta share.
That's hard. That's hard. Yeah. Nah, bro. That's soft for me now. But I would say for me, the darkest moments of my life were, I don't know exactly what year grade 7 would be. I think it was grade 7. Grade 7 would probably be 2012, around there, 2013 maybe.
You're in grade 7, 2013.
Well, you're trying to say I'm young, eh?
Bro, I'm young, but like, damn, bro. Sometimes like I was telling my brother this the other day. I meet people who are like 20, 21, 22 now, and I just remember like, oh, I'm 26. It's like, in their head, I'm so much like, they're like, yo, fuck, he's 26, right? Yeah. In my head, I'm still stuck in like, it's just how aging works. At a certain point,
trust me, yo, bro. When I hear that people are going to uni, I think I'm the same age as, bro. Wait, what? Like I'm saying, I'm like, no, bro. Like,
also, COVID. It's not just me. COVID fucked everyone up. Like everybody, like their biological age and their mental age is like a bit screwy because of COVID. You know? Yeah.
I hear that.
But I'm gonna share somebody. My dad, and then there's also like another like uncle type figure, right? Yeah. For my dad, like he'll say like, yo, I literally have to look in the mirror to remember I'm not 25 anymore, you know? And I'm just like, damn, bro. And he's 54, right? And somebody else, like uncle mine, when he turned 50, he went and he cried because he's like, fuck, when the fuck did I get like, even 50, I don't even consider it old like that, but like, it's like, when the fuck did I get old? It's like, that's life, bro. It moves fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, no, life is quick. No, like life is way too quick. Like I'm telling you right now, bro, like you don't understand how quick life is.
It flies
like
by.
you think like, oh, I'm gonna grind for a year. A year is a second, bro. A year is like it's just gone.
Yeah.
A year, nothing really changes. You don't. A year's not like a drastic thing. Like, oh, I'm a year.
No,
older.
I think it could. I think it can be drastic.
It can be if you
got a mindset.
Intentionally walk every single step, every single day, like grind. If you just kind of a year can be a lot if you're working hard every day, right?
Yeah.
If you take like a 2 month break, that year can mean nothing to you.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to. And my dog said last pod, bro, like you overestimate how much you could do in a year and underestimate how much you could do in 5. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a journey. You gotta really work for years to like. You can't. Like, I don't even want to say this because it helped me out, I believe, but if you're watching others tell you to do better, if you're watching others' success, like, you're not going to succeed. You're wasting way too much time watching others. Like, even if you think,
write
like,
your own story.
I'm watching one video, like, no, like, you're wasting too much time watching that person do what they're doing and you're not doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, time is way too quick to be wasting and watching next people.
Here, I want to talk about time drain. I'm sure this is going to be a common one. It's stop holding on to the past version of yourself. That's not who you are, you know? You're you in the now, you know? Like I find myself like sometimes I'll literally click into a past version of myself that I was when I was 17, you know? It's like, or when I was 14 or when I was 21, but it's like those times, the things that impacted me so heavily that they literally left a scar on my brain that I could still tap into them, you know? It's like, that's not...
what I'm saying. How do you let go of that when it's like, it's so ingrained in you? You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the battle,
especially when people look at you and remind you of who you used to be. Like,
yeah. I ran into people from the past and stuff, right? And I actually had this conversation the day before. I had a dream where I ran into people from the past and they criticized me. They're like, yo, you're such a loser. Why the fuck are you pretending? Like, you think you could do music? Like, you're a fucking loser, you know? Like, just stuff like that. Like, literally in my dream, those weren't the exact words, but that's like kind of the when I woke up, that's the heaviness I felt on my chest, you know? And then literally the next day, I'm at the gym and I run into my best friend from grade 13, you know? And it was nothing like that. We had nothing at that point. It didn't feel like I was meeting a best friend. It wasn't smooth, but there was nobody there being like, wow, like, what are you doing now? There's no positiveness. There was no negativeness. Like I think we both just recognized we're different people now, you know, so much time has passed. So it's like, I don't know. It's you can't stem on to the past versions of yourself. On top of that, you only know yourself from that time. Like nobody else knows what was going on in the head of yours. You know, you have to be confident in yourself to accept yourself, and at the same time, don't hold on to whatever things bother you. You know, like you have to. If right now you're fulfilled and you're doing the things you want to be doing, if you dwell on that stuff, it's a time drain. It's gonna suck you back. That's my biggest. At the moment, when I doubt a lot of doubt and stuff, well, literally, I think a lot of doubt genuinely just stems from who I used to be, you know. And it's like I'm not proud of that person. There's not many admirable facts about that person, except for how much I admire the fact that I was able to take on so much hardship and stuff. But it's like, other than that, it's like, I define myself by who I am right now, even though some days it's the hardest thing on the planet, you know, like, you know how the few pods ago, like before or after the pod, you're like, yo, like we're having a conversation about quitting. And then I was like, yo, I woke up like, and I was like, yo, I'm fucking done this shit. Like, I'm just going to quit. And we both laughed about it. I don't know if you remember,
but no, I'm trying to remember as you're talking. I'm trying to remember as you're talking. Yeah. What? Quit what?
Like I was telling you were talking about like, yo, I was coming to film a pod, right? And I told you like, yo, like, I think this was literally the second episode. I just realized the gravity of the situation. Like I spoke so much in the first pod. It's like, I'm like, oh fuck. Like, you know, I said so much shit. Yeah. But it's like, now I have to back it up, you know? Yeah. So like, I was like, fuck, I'm done music. I'm done everything. You know, I'm going to just go play it safe. Like I think it's something along those lines.
And then what happened then?
We laughed our asses off because you're like, yo, trust me, like I get it and stuff. Like, yeah.
Oh, I think I remember.
Yeah, because you also, I think you said this on air and off air, but you're like, yo, I was hitting you up for the pod, like just to see if you were gonna like. It was almost like a test as well if you were gonna show up or not, right? Do you remember this,
bro? No, I remember me. Like I was going through like. There was a time, like a week, I didn't post, and I was just like down. Like I was going through my phases, right?
Yeah.
But now that I'm actually doing something, people can kind of see, like, you know, why isn't he posting, whatever, right? And I was like, bro, I'm just not trying to do it this week. Like I was, geez, but I know how I am. I know that, like, it's a gift and a curse that, like, obviously, if you will take that step, I'm there with you. You know what I'm saying? No matter how I feel, no matter how I am. So I depended on you, and that specific week, I was like, yo. Like, I'm not trying to do the pod. Like, if you're trying to do it, let me know, right? And you were like, bro, I'm setting up. Get here. Like, get your butt here right now, bro. Like, I'm setting up, lock in. I'm like, yo, you know, say a word. But I remember, after the first pod, you were tripping. I just remember you were tripping on after the first pod. Like, even right after we finished it, you're like, yo, bro, like, didn't I say too much or this is that or I was talking too much or like what did I say? I didn't even know what was going on. Like, are we gonna actually post? I'm like, nah, bro. Like, calm down, relax. Bro, you're blessed. Like, you're actually blessed. I listen to it and I'm gonna give you that that okay, that pod was nice.
Yeah, respect.
I liked, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that was definitely felt like something changed at that point. It's like. It's almost like exposure for the first time, you know? Like we were talking about like not having social media, but like I could say what's going on, exactly what I'm thinking onto a mic and it lives, you know? It's like it's just a gravity of that. And it's like we're not talking about fucking the newest gossip or like we're literally talking about ourselves. Our mindsets and our experiences, and like now it's getting even bigger. Like we're talking about like which direction the podcast is going to go. Right. I'm telling you about the music and things I want to put together and like the mentality behind
We're
it.
We're talking about setups and stuff.
Yeah, it's like
we changed the setup right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Talk about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have a different setup right now.
How do you get a studio vibe? Like, how do you make this legit? Keep bringing people in and stuff. Like,
we're talking about our connections right now and like how we can get like the design
growth,
going
though.
and everything.
That's like honestly, that's huge growth. Like, it started from like being like, yo, should we do this? Like, literally pressing spacebar.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now it's like turning into like almost like an identity and stuff, you know? Yeah. It could go places for sure.
It could. It will.
It is. My bad.
It will, bro.
Yeah, see, that's the doubt, bro. It's gonna go places.
And not only is the pod going places, bro, your music career is going places as well, bro. You're gonna start posting, you're gonna start locking in on that. Like just like how that first pod opened you up, that sense of relief.
Yeah.
All those demons in your head. I was gonna tell you, like, so my name on IG, right, is One Real Enemy.
Yeah.
And I kind of had an idea of what that name meant in my head. I know it meant something to me, but then my friend seen it, right? And he was like, yo, that name's crazy. Like, how'd you think of that? And I'm like, how did I think of that? And he was also telling me, like, you know, like, you should actually, like, put an understanding to, like, what does clutch mean now in the grand scheme of things? You're not on the video games no more. Like, what does clutch mean for the world? What does one reality mean? Like, you actually need to think about these things. Yeah. But to talk about One Real Enemy for you was that dream you had, or that nightmare, whatever you want to call it, of like, you're a loser, you hate, and you think about all these different people and what they're gonna say. Yeah. Like, all those different people, it's one spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mob is controlled by one spirit that's like in them, that's speaking to you, but it's not them. Yeah. Like, it's not, they don't even know what they're doing. They're just being controlled, right? Like, don't be scared of the mob. You only have one person to be scared of, one being. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not.
This is what faith and stuff. Like, faith comes in and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Faith knows that, like, and it's not even that entity, that resistance that's trying to stop you, it's just meant to push you forward. It's just meant to give you that certainty. Like,
and it's good to get checked. You can't be soft, you know?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's what it's there for. Yeah. It's there, like, when you step by faith, you step with confidence. Yeah. Like, if you're going to walk your own path, you don't want to be tiptoeing.
Yeah, you know, okay. You know how we're talking about, you're like, what do you want to talk about the podcast? Like, should I start bringing notes and stuff? Like, I think just when we start, just a small stem of an idea and it, like, turns into, like, this podcast, right? Yeah. Like, that, I think something like that, for me, I didn't even know I was capable of doing that, you know? Like, I think that I got a lot of No, I swear to God. What? No, even today, I was feeling so, like, iffy today, right? And I was just like, damn, it's gonna be like 12 minutes in, my brain's gonna shut off. Like, Yo,
bro.
No, I
You do
swear
not
to
be
God.
telling me about
That's how I was thinking. I'm like, when is the juice gonna run out?
When is the juice gonna run, bro?
Yeah.
The juice could never run out, bro. It's a
Yeah.
connection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's a.
yeah.
It's not me. It's not you. It's this. It's just this form. You know what I'm saying? Like that,
however, whatever is manifesting. You know?
You know what I'm saying? Whatever manifests, like it's
Yeah.
there, and it'll always be there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so you're telling me there's gonna be a day where I come see you and we can't talk at all?
No,
it's the same thing.
It's a resistance. Whatever that spirit, the mob fucking spirit. You know,
Damn.
it should get a name or some shit. You know. Yeah.
It should get a name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Devil. But like, yo, honestly, what I was trying to say now is when you post that first track, and mind you, not a lot of people, the pod's gonna listen though. The people that listen to this are gonna go to that. They're gonna go to that.
Dude, it's even if it says 5 listeners, it doesn't matter. It's the first.
It's that
track.
first.
It's
track,
the first.
and it's the first.
See,
it's gonna mean so much to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know all that goes into posting your track on whatever you want to post on, most likely Spotify, but and other platforms.
No, I'm letting go of expectations completely in a lifestyle. Like I don't want to have I'm gonna try my hardest. I'm gonna do the things that I'm gonna watch the YouTube videos and do the things that they say, like on how to like higher your chances of being heard more or whatever the fuck. But like don't
even worry about that, bro.
There's there's no expectations. It's not. I'm not. I mean, it'd be dope, but like I believe in myself. It's just I don't have to have expectations. I don't care. I'm just gonna make shit, you know. And it's like I don't know why that process is so hard translated. It's like when we talk about like you care. Everybody cares what other people think, but it's just a part of who I am. Like there's so much more, you know. And it could go on forever. Like I believe in myself. I'm gonna stop talking. So.
The truth is a mirror, and we're defined by our actions. You know what I'm saying? So if there's a resistance that's telling you you're not ready, you can't do it. And whether you believe it or not is not if you say, I believe it. I believe I can do it. Yeah. Or I don't believe. It's what you're going to do next. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you do take that next step in your artist career, if you do keep coming every week or whenever you want to do this pod, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you keep stepping in that direction, that is your yes. That is your I know I can do this. It's not like in your head like, no, I can't. Like, don't tell me I can't. It's do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Once you do it, it's like
no,
the proof is right there. You know what I'm saying?
The book you shared and your mentality has genuinely changed everything. Like everything in my head, if I'm feeling tired, if I'm feeling sick, I just know for the most part, it's a cloud and mirrors game. It's just resistance. It's like I know, bro, if I get up and like literally wash my face and sit down, it's done. I'm snapped out of that state, you know?
Locked
and you
in.
just keep going. Less time wasted. It's so much more efficient. The ideas are not. One thing that I used to get scared about was like, yo, what if I run out of inspiration, or what if my life stops like happening, you know? But it's like life is always happening. So it's like you're always gonna have inspiration. You're always gonna be. It's just mindset. You can't fucking let that fogginess take over.
I'll be honest, bro. That fogginess, bro. My cousin can attest to this. Like, yeah, I'll sit up. And I'll just be sitting there for like 2 hours. Like just sitting there like just in my head like what the I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, like, bro, I'm just sitting there just in my head.
No, you gotta realize that it's
hearing all these different voices saying a bunch of nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And it's not until I stand up and go do what I go to do, and then like it's gone.
Yeah. It's resistance. Yeah. You can't I know. I mean, we both know exactly what the feeling is. I think it's gonna happen to anybody who tries, and it's like you can't give up. Like my dad says this thing to me sometimes. He's like, "Yo, the higher you fly, the further you'll fall," and stuff, right? And like I don't believe him. I'm gonna be.
Yo, bro, no, like no, yo.
Bro.
Shout out your father. Bro. Real respect to that guy, bro. I appreciate him, man.
Because he knows, man. Like, yo, he knows, like. This is way against his way of life and stuff, but like he's still, he's come around low key. He's supportive of it and stuff now, like in a sense where he's like it's not something I have to be like, yeah, I'm doing this. Like he just knows I do it, you know. And it's like, now he thinks like he has like a caricature of it. He's like, yo, so like, make sure you're not like, there's a lot of haram stuff he's like, make sure you're not doing haram shit, right? He doesn't know how I live my life and stuff. Like I don't share
Right.
my faith views. He knows faith views and stuff, but he doesn't know like what I do in my spare time and stuff. So like, but anyway, it's just so funny how he has this caricature and he's like, yo, do the music stuff, stay away from the haram shit, but do whatever the fuck you want, you know? Like it's funny. It's definitely it this thing, like the music stuff, definitely in a weird way I had like a very rough relationship with him, but like it generally is part of what I feel like it healed it up a lot.
Standing on who you are.
Yeah, just understanding who I am, and then him coming around understanding who I am.
Because at first you have to deal with that reaction, that initial reaction, right?
Yeah.
And learning how to cope with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I did like the traditional stuff, like it's a meme, but it's also true. Like it's like I would be miserable, but like it's like I don't know. It comes at a sacrifice. Like if you follow the traditional path, like in a Pakistani household, it's like you go into being an engineer or a doctor or some shit, you know. And
right.
I'm not. My brain's not wired for that, bro. I probably would have offed myself. Like I can't. Like I hated chemistry. I hated all of that shit. It's not made for me,
bro. Yeah. Math is actually not okay.
Yeah.
Like, but I was about to ask you something. It had to do with the fog and everything. So you know how like we'll be kind of just stuck in the same like analysis paralysis type thing. You know, like stuck in the same spot, just not feeling like doing anything. It's like having these voices saying that you can't do it or you're doing something wrong. And but like how we're doing this pod right now, I'm so concentrated, focused, locked in when I'm actually doing something, right? What's the two differences? Like, why can't I be this focused all the time?
It wouldn't be natural. That'd be fucked up. You burn out. But that's not to say you shouldn't have fog. Like, you got to express yourself in different ways. Like, the podcast, right? The podcast is an expression. The way I'm figuring it out, what it means to me. The podcast is an expression of lifestyle. Everything else in your life is what's going to funnel and bleed through when you talk into a mic, you know? So if you got to keep the other... We were literally talking about networking and stuff, like, but like not like social media networking. We're like, yo, let's go out. Like, there's a lot of people to meet and stuff, right? And like, it's stuff like that. Like, I feel like when you're in a cloudy space, it's like, okay, put on your fucking socializing hat and like go experience whatever new experience, whatever it has to offer and stuff, you know? Like, you can keep improving yourself in different ways and test your mentality in different ways and stuff. It'll only make it better, right? You get closer and closer to the truth when you hit something, you know, like from a million different directions. It's like it's gonna align you with the truth no matter what.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you. It's tough, man. It's tough. Honestly, I actually had no idea where this pod was gonna go, but as soon as you said self-hate, it's over. It's over. What? Self-deprecation? That's my main, bro. That's my cup of tea. So I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm surprised with you struggle with it so deeply. I do as well, but I'm just surprised that you find yourself in that, like, struggling with it so deeply.
You don't remember the first conversation we ever had, bro?
No, I know we did, but like, you know, when it's like, I could tell you, bro, I'm struggling with the self stuff, but it's like, you don't know the extent of it until you get to know somebody, right? And I realized like you struggle with it a lot, you know?
Bro, it also comes from just the two sides. Like 5 people will look at me like him. You know what I'm saying? Like people will look at me like, bro, you're gone. Like you're out of here, bro. Like you don't know how successful you're gonna be, bro. Like you have so much potential. Look at the way you carry yourself. Look at the way you live your life and all these different attributes. But then I have other people that will just look at me like I'm nothing. You know what I'm saying? And frankly, a lot of times,
but you can't rely on that. That's what I mean. No expectations. You just gotta do you. Just keep doing it. Just keep being yourself. Keep doing you. Let go of the opinions and stuff. Like, always gonna be people who love you. Always gonna be people who are like, okay, what are you doing? It's just you're never gonna please everyone.
But I feel like I go back and forth throughout the day. Like,
Same. I think this is just when you start putting yourself out there is something a lot of people go through. I'm sure every artist, every podcast, everybody.
No, this is before the podcast. I'm talking about just in general. Like I'll feel like him. I'll feel like I ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like just
wow. Okay.
And that's kind of like the split in my mind. Like who am I? You know what I'm trying to say? And it's just.
This is pre-pod. Do you think?
Yeah.
I think my mindset has changed. Like pre-pod, I had that like thing where not pre-pod, sorry, producing and stuff, right? I had the thing. I think I used to lean way more on the everybody hates me side, you know, like not hates me, but like everybody thinks I'm a weirdo, blah blah blah, you know. But like doing this stuff now, it's like instead of thinking about everybody thinks I'm a weirdo or whatever, it's like instead I think about there's people who are not gonna like what I'm doing. There are people who are gonna hate, you know, and there's people who like it, who actually enjoy it. It's like
I feel like deep down,
I can't care. There's no expectations.
Honest, genuine self deep down doesn't care.
Your honest, genuine,
like my honest, genuine self. I don't care about like almost anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like I really, truly just I'm an objective person.
You don't care about their opinions?
I actually just don't believe they have any ability to stop me. That's what I mean. Like I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. So why do you have to struggle with the?
That's what I'm saying though. That's what I'm, bro. That's what I'm like. And the more I do like stuff I want to do, the more I live my life. The more I come to accept my true me of like, nah, bro. Like you really can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it's not like nothing changes. Like I still got the two sides. I just learned that no matter what side I'm on, neither can stop me from doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And
okay, that's good. So you're like, yo, hit me wherever you want.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah. Like,
okay, it's good, but at the same time, you gotta ease up on yourself. You know, another thing is you might have expectations for yourself. You know, and that's good to have, but the best way to balance your expectations is day to day, like just to understand what can I do today. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gone over our usual time.
Bro, you know what it is too with that though?
Yeah.
This room is a vibe though. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's just this reminds me, it's just way more natural for us. I feel like
it's
this
different.
Is when we had that.
I'm curious to see how this podcast is gonna sound compared to the previous, because I'm even the light on and off, you know, like I'm so like anal about that. I'm like, yo, this light, like mood, the light has to be like, you know, dim and stuff. Like it's like I'm not doing the pod if it's fucking overhead bright ass light and stuff, you know.
Now you're making me realize that blue light sauce too. That blue light you got going on over there. Yeah, this it's so natural. Like it's different. Like the way like from the carpet, like everything's just making me feel more like I'm ready to just chill and just do my thing. Yeah. Out there seem a little bit more professional.
Think about that as like that's definitely part of the what the environment you give people is gonna what it's gonna bring out of them, you know.
Very true. Very true.
So,
and
I liked out there as well because it just felt so raw and it felt like the start of something. Yeah,
we're getting something done, bro. Like it's just wooden plate. You know what I'm saying? Even with it's like whatever. Just get it done, bro. It
that one real. Had like
It's had its own thing. It had its own thing for sure.
Yeah.
But and you nailed it with the topic. What? Self-hate? It's over. It's over, bro. You knew like that's the thing we connected on. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's the bread and butter right there, bro. But no, this was a good one though for sure.
Yeah.
This was a good one, dog.
Yeah. Do you want to call this one? Or do you have something else you want to bring up?
Do I have something else I want to bring up? Nah, I'm just gonna call you out though. I'm gonna call you out on you told me to talk about the middle school grade 7, but then you just completely cut me off and I didn't get to talk about it.
I'm sorry, but I also feel like that's some heavy shit.
That's heavy. That's what I'm saying. So like you were getting me ready.
No, but wait.
Myself up, and then you just cut me off.
My bad, bro.
No, bro. Don't worry.
Listen,
that's getting saved for our next pod for sure.
No, I was gonna say the heavy details and stuff. Your identity. Save it. I feel like find the right moment. I don't know if you want to put into a middle pod or something. Like maybe it could be like a day when you're really tapped into that.
No, chill. The thing about that is I've come to terms with a lot of stuff in my life, and that's why I'm able to do things like this. You know what I'm saying? That's not heavy no more to me. Like I've told tons of people now about my whole life and stuff like that.
Yeah. I still hide large parts.
Yeah.
Even things I haven't told you a lot. But
even your songs. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're still hiding your songs and you're hiding stuff. You know what I'm saying? It goes hand in hand. You're hiding, bro. You're hiding. Yeah. It's not different. You're hiding. Hiding is hiding, bro. You know what I'm trying to say?
You know, when the
told me
ready,
a lot, bro. Though. Are you sure? You've told me a lot.
No, bro. It goes deep. You're gonna lose your mind once. Shit.
Look how much stuff you've told me already, though.
I know, but it's just fortunately, it goes way deeper. You know? Yeah.
Yo, what?
Yeah.
Even deeper than what I've told you?
Like, not way deeper. There's just large parts of the story I have left out.
Yeah. Yo, I can't with this guy right now. I can't with you. And now we're turning it off. So I actually can't with you no more. Yo, no, I'm playing.
Also, I just cut you off again from talking about.
I know. You do it a lot.
We're gonna you gotta get in the state. Then we'll do the vulnerable one, and then that one you can share the experiences of how things shaped you and stuff.
Bro, it ain't even that vulnerable.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not anymore, but that is definitely. You can't tell me that didn't impact you profoundly on your life, you know?
No, don't get it twisted. There are certain things that I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like the thing that you're talking about right now, I'm confident saying that because I've come to terms with that specifically.
Oh, okay.
But you are right though. There are certain stuff in my life I haven't come to terms with.
Yeah.
That I'm acting like I have, but I haven't. And I'm not able to say it on the pod. But you know what I'm saying? Trust me, there's a lot that I'm very open about. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all in. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
That's it from me
Good.
still.
Also, yeah. Okay. That's it.
All right, bro. Love.